is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. Going beast mode when the game begin. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feel good to be an Indian.
And welcome to the Halloween edition of the John Peacock Coaches Show. I'm John Massoni, here with, I think, Venice Indian head football coach John Peacock. How you doing, Coach?
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to everybody out there. Hope everybody is, by this point in time, maybe gotten a lot of their candy or getting some of their candy for if you're out there knocking on doors.
Yeah, I got a lot of candy in me right now.
And I obviously this is not my normal attire. This is what I wear 6 days a week. Usually I wear this other times. But no, I'm out on parole tonight, so I can do the show. And Coach is in the Halloween spirit. So with that, we will go back and start talking about last Friday night's game, a district championship. District game, setting us up for potentially a championship this coming up week. But a 76-0 score. Indians over the Sailors, and I know that's probably something that maybe wasn't expected.
Well, we did what we were expected to do. We came out and we played well on all facets of the game. Special teams, offense, defense. We were kind of clicking on all cylinders, and we're probably outmatched Sarasota a little bit on both sides of the ball. But
again, I would say from the coaching perspective, I should say. Not a lot of mistakes by the Indians. Execution was there, right down through the reserves that got to play a lot in the second half.
Yeah, they played really, really well. Scored 21 points in the second half, which was nice to see, and they got a lot of playing time. Which, typically they haven't got as much playing time this year as they usually do because we've had such a tough schedule.
Right, and you've had games that come down to the wire right to the end, especially early on in the season. Standouts in the game, I think. John Ford had a nice game, 159 yards in his behalf, and then you had another running back who had one carry, but it was a memorable carry. We'll see that, I'm sure, here in the highlight package. Our offensive tackle Al Oliver got a 10-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, and we had two backs where two backs have gone over 1,000 yards in the regular season. Gator, he only carried the ball twice Friday night, and he's really only played in 5 games. He had 2 carries against Cocoa before he went out with injury, and then he had 2 carries against Sarasota. Then he played in 5 other games and sat out 2 other games.
So limited action, but high results.
Yes.
On his part. Jace Nixon, a nice game, very efficient. I think 209 yards passing, only 2 incompletions. And then Alex Schaefer got a chance to be in a quarterback and did a nice job. A little bit more running on his part, but I think he ended up with 33 yards rushing and 33 yards passing. But again, not a nice job by him.
Very efficient with him as well. I mean, I don't think he threw threw one incompletion. Threw some nice balls, had a touchdown pass, and did a nice job in the running game.
Obviously, the score is what it is, a 76-point victory. Sailors are just, like I said, a little depleted right now on the build. They did have won 3 games, so it's not like they're
right.
not. But you could probably have seen at some point where there was an obvious difference in the 2 teams. And
they actually played a pretty clean game. They didn't have any turnovers, not a whole lot of penalties. So you can tell that Coach Campbell's doing a great job coaching those kids, and it's a process.
Yeah, and there's no doubt about it. I think what I did see was a team that didn't give up. Which is great to see. You know what I mean? Because you got to establish that culture. This is the game we're playing. We're going to keep going. And I did see quite a bit of that. And I know they probably threw some reserves in as well at the end of the game. But I think it was you saw that sort of that there was no head down. Everybody was continuing to play, which is what you would probably want to see.
Right. I mean, that thing's gonna turn around for him pretty quickly. You can see that they're disciplined and they're coached well.
Yeah, no doubt. So here we are again. We're sort of in a new spot because. A new old spot, I guess you would say. We're deep in the basement of Venice High School, if there was ever a basement.
Check out my office here.
Exactly. So this is Coach Peacock's office. Usually at Bogies, but some things going on there tonight, understandably. So we're here and going to get the show out to you guys so we can show you all the highlights and talk all the stuff about Sarasota, and of course talk about our final regular season game coming up this Friday against Riverview, so we'll have a chance to talk about that as well. With that, we'll take a break, come back here, and show the highlights from the game on Friday night, and let you guys get a peek into maybe some more stuff, Halloween stuff from us as well. So we'll see what happens after that. Be back here, deep in the bowels of Venice High School and the office of John Peacock. Back right after this.
Thank you to our 2024 sponsors, Jenkins Chevrolet, the Hupp Group, Venice Pest Control, Sarasota Ford, Tervis Tumbler, Absolute Aluminum.
Last, we'll have to thank SCF, State College of Florida, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Bogies of Venice, and Chick-fil-A in Pelican Plaza.
Education, career, future. Find yours right here at the State College of Florida. If you want a flexible schedule with classes offered on campus and online, plus several program options for in-demand fields, look no further. Create your own path today at scf.edu.
And we're back here on the Halloween edition of the John Peacock Coaches Show. Coach, in a game like that with Sarasota, you score all those points, you're bound to have more than a few highlights to show.
They're spooky ones.
Very scary. And by the way, the Sailors' colors are Halloween colors in some way, so that kind of matches the theme for tonight.
Matches your outfit.
Yeah, absolutely right. With that, we'll go to the highlights.
So we start off the game with a nice pass to Winston here, about 15 yards, 16 yards. Yeah,
they're playing way off the receivers early in the game too.
Yeah,
so
they're kind of making it easy for us. And same thing over here to Ryan. Very similar results, 15, 16 yards right there off the bat.
A lot of plays in the game where there was extra yardage with extra effort. Guys breaking tackles and carrying blockers, carrying Sarasota Sailor like this one right here, just kept moving.
That's
Gator.
The second of Gator's carries. So that's all he had. And then Malachi had a nice play here. We got a face mask.
Then another one.
Yeah, and then we ended up getting a touchdown, which was nice.
Again, he's shown a lot the last couple weeks.
Yeah, he's having a great. He's put some great games together here and shortly here. Defense played well. They had the numbers, under
40 yards total offense, like 43 yards or somewhere around there. So no, they did a great job. Negative yardage on the rushing side of things. So there was at least 10 to 12 tackles for loss. Just
nice
a big
touchdown catch there by Ryan Matulovic. Nice throw too.
He's very good at getting separation as the ball's coming. Puts a little burst on. Very good at that.
See Tanner Rue, a nice play.
There's one of those tackles for loss. There's this. That was the swarm right there.
Hupp on a sack. I guess Hupp's first sack. And again, nice throw and catch to Winston.
Good timing on that. Just boom, quick, right in his hand.
Ryan with another catch. I think their numbers were pretty similar Friday night.
Yeah, they were close.
There's John Ford. He had a big night, 130 yards, you said?
159 on 15 carries. Yeah, did a nice job.
This touchdown there to Winston. Great route. Good throw.
Yeah, and it looks simple, but when you do it right, that's what it's supposed to look like.
Right.
Again, defense just swarming to the ball. They try to run the ball. They really did, but it just got to be it's overwhelming. And then another one called a sack, but a hurry on that one.
Another throw and catch to Winston there.
And that time he started going backwards and he realized he didn't to get the first down. It was right there. And there's Macho with his little time
touchdown
in the game.
there. Macho had a good run again. 2 backs over 1,000 yards on the season, which is pretty impressive. That's the first time we've ever done that.
And I wouldn't say it snuck up on us, but it was each guy got their turn, and some from injuries or whatever it may be, and everybody took advantage of it when they had the opportunity to. Another nice run there.
Malachi again. Malachi does he turns little gains into big gains and breaks tackles and does everything right. It's a great route here by Winston. Good timing on the throw.
Threw him open, threw him to the spot where he can get to the end zone as fast as possible.
Again, the defense played outstanding. Rue again with a nice tackle.
That was a heck of a play. He was getting blocked as he made that play. It was quite an effort.
landing there with a nice hit. Nice stop there on third down. Forward again. There's a nice touchdown run by him.
That's good blocking right there.
Yeah.
He just stepped outside, and there's a wave of green going down in front
By
of
everybody,
him.
the receivers, the linemen, everybody did a nice job. Eli had a nice game as well on defense.
This is where you're starting to see the game was getting lopsided, because you could see the offensive line was just they were just getting overwhelmed by our defensive line at this point.
Yeah, this is towards the end of the second quarter, and then when the second half started, Aaron Campbell came in. It was like a one-man wrecking crew.
6 tackles for loss in the second half.
A touchdown catch by Ryan. He had two touchdowns. Winston had 2 touchdowns. Like I said, pretty
Malachi
similar
had
numbers.
1, yeah.
There's Aaron's first tackle for loss. I think he might have had four tackles for loss and just kind of took over the game defensively.
No, he had 6. I counted him. I had to make sure. I said I had to make sure he just was in the backfield the entire second half. Good throw and catch right there too, in traffic. And there's 3 guys there. He's finding the spot.
Malachi again. 2nd and 2, just toss it out there, let him get a first down. He did a nice job. And then coming up, we have Big Al coming in.
Yeah, that snuck up on him. They said, "Oh, there he is!" And then nice little play here, stiff arm, gets his feet
leg,
up,
yeah.
and then gets in the end zone, and a little spin of the ball, and then a little bit.
Little dance. Gets his little dance.
So yeah, that was quite an experience. We tried an extra point with another lineman, but that wasn't as successful. So I wouldn't maybe call that a highlight.
And you see, this is the point where Aaron Campbell just kind of takes over the game.
It was play after play. Number 28, I don't remember his name for Sarasota. He saw 51 in his nightmares after the game.
John continued to run the ball hard and did a really nice job all night long for us.
And there was a nice little cut upfield right there and takes it into the end zone. Got to be a confidence builder in a game like that for him too, showing what he can do.
Yeah, the younger kids too. I mean, Aaron Campbell too. I mean, like I said, he's got to have some confidence now as well.
Absolutely. And he's played some minutes, significant minutes in games for us. So
there's a sack by him.
it's just the motor was going, and there's nowhere for the quarterback to go. He was running to his left side and couldn't turn his shoulders to make the throw.
Great play there by our outside backer,
Morse.
Yeah.
So 76-0. Again, the score pops a lot when you see it on the page. But if you look at the game, like I said, the efficiency of what Venice did, you could not score the points at some point in time. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everything was just humming along. Each and every player, each and every guy that was blocking or whatever, were doing their jobs, and that's what you're hoping for at that point.
Yeah, and then when you put the backups, those guys have earned a right to be able to run our offense and not just try to get out of the game. They're the guys that practice every day, and then they get an opportunity to play. Like, we got to let them play when they get an opportunity.
No, I think that's 100% right. I think in most cases, when you put the twos in and their or the reserves, or whatever level, if they're performing, the other team has got to be okay with it. You know what I mean? They can't look at it and say,
right,
you're not going to take four knees and then go to the next thing.
Yeah, and our kind of rule, what we do is if we have a game like that, is our rule is we play the starters the first half and then we pull them immediately.
Yeah,
and we pulled them a little earlier this game.
Again, if you in a situation like that, like you got everybody at least a little bit of playing time, because you don't want everybody getting a little stale because you got a big one coming up this week.
Yeah, we have a chance to create a new school record here if we're able to win and beat Riverview. That'll be the 4th district championship in a row, where we have never done that before. We've had 3 multiple times, but we've never strung 4 together in a row.
And I was actually talking to somebody today about that and saying how you just don't take that for granted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes but it's not an easy task. and it's not going to be an easy task on Friday, because you know that Riverview's got everything on the line. It's a season-changing potential for them when we go up there to play them on their field on Friday.
Oh, yeah, it would definitely change their whole season around. It would guarantee them a spot in the playoffs. I think they're fighting, right now I think they're currently, last week they were 12. They'll probably bump up to probably around 10, and they have to be in the top 8 to make the playoffs.
Right. So it's
they have 2 games left, one against us and one against Sarasota.
Yep, no doubt. So let's take a break, come back here on our Halloween edition. Myself and Captain Peacock over here will come back and we'll talk more about the Riverview game and expectations as far as what they can do on both offense and defense, and then talk about what we expect us to do as well. So with that, we'll be back in the basement at Venice High School, John Peacock's office. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you to our 2024 sponsors, Jenkins Chevrolet, the Hupp Group, Venice Pest Control, Sarasota Ford, Tervis Tumbler, Absolute Aluminum.
Last, we'll have to thank SCF, State College of Florida, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Bogies of Venice, and Chick-fil-A in Pelican Plaza.
Education, career, future. Find yours right here at the State College of Florida. If you want a flexible schedule with classes offered on campus and online, plus several program options for in-demand fields, look no further. Create your own path today at scf.edu.
Back here on the John Peacock Coaches Show, Halloween edition. Don't forget that we're not at Bogies, but let's thank Bogies. They do a lot for us as far as that's concerned.
I am hungry.
I am too.
I'm just so used to be having, eating.
Tonight's meal is nothing at this point. So we're all feeling it a little bit.
Yours is bread and water.
That's it, and a tin cup.
Yeah,
that's all I get.
Yeah,
and I'm getting used to it after all these years.
I'm probably gonna have something seafood.
Well, you can over there if you go to Bogies. They got the tuna nachos.
Well, like the sailor.
That's sailor, exactly, no doubt. Riverview Rams Friday night, 7:30 at their place. Obviously, we want everybody to show up because it's great when you go up to the rival up the block, and you pack the stands. It's always a good experience.
Yeah.
And then of course, if you can't, we'll be doing the live stream from the Ram Bowl,
and we can get over that hump. 400,000 views this year.
Yeah. So last week's game was a good one. We had a nice steady audience the entire game. But now we're looking to pop some big numbers, so we're ready to go. So we'll hopefully we get Trey Burton back as my co-host, and his name's got to bring a little bit to it, right?
Yeah,
star football player, he's got he'll probably bring
one time face of the program.
He'll bring 8,000 to 10,000 people to Lone just with his name on the moniker. That's for sure.
As long as if he didn't show his face, he'd probably get more. It was more of a radio thing,
just a voice thing.
Yeah,
let's see what we can do. We got a guy doing the audio or the video over. He can take care of that if we ask him to.
He can wear my mask.
So Riverview, what do we expect on offense? Starting there, what do we think about their offense?
Well, Riverview traditionally is a run based team, and they're doing the same thing they've done. They got a good running back. They got a big offensive line. Their passing game is a little bit different than it has been. They don't do a traditional, they don't have a traditional passing attack. It's all play action based, and it's all RPO. They don't really have any drop backs or quick game off of it. I think they tried to do that earlier in the year, and it just didn't work out for them.
Right.
That, a lot of mistakes and turnovers and such. So, but they do a nice job with their play action game and their RPO stuff. So, we have to be ready for that. And the main thing is we're able to stop the run. We'll be able to stop them because throwing the ball is not their bread and butter.
Yeah, and that's been their key to success over the years has been ball control, grind the clock, push the ball down the field.
And I'm sure that's going to be their game plan is to win the game 3 yards at a time. I mean, I think they know coming in that they're not going to be able to try to outscore us.
Yeah, that's and you watch some games this year. We've managed to go and outscore some other teams.
Right.
So I think that brand of ball is going to be, we're kind of accustomed to it. It's kind of hard to You went backwards a little, not backwards, but you went slow against IMG a little bit.
Yeah, they're going to try. I'm sure they're going to try to shorten the game where they're going to let the play clock bleed out every snap. And one way to stop that is to play well at the beginning,
right?
And then once if you get up on a team and they're continuing to let the play clock bleed, they're pretty much saying they give up,
right?
So if we're able to play well to start, we'll probably be able to prevent that.
As far as their defense is concerned, obviously you're studying that pretty hard.
Defensively, they're like a mirror image of us. I mean, they line up in the same front. They did start the year off in an odd front, but they're back to what they've done, what they've usually done, which is a 4-4 cover 3. They do their coverage is a little bit different. A little bit, I think they teach it a different way, but it should be pretty simple for Jace to make his reads because he's going to know kind of how they play.
They'll look familiar, just different color jersey.
It'll look very familiar. The alignment they have is a little bit different in some formations, but it's pretty much the same.
And of course, on our side of the ball, you've got 2 healthy running backs coming back right now, and you're probably coming into the end of the season with a full complement of your starters.
Yeah, that's what you want to be at the end of the season. Is you want to be healthy, and then after that game, we have another week off before the real season starts, and it'd be nice to have a nice, good showing and have all of our weapons available and kind of run our offense the way we want to run it with everybody available and go into the off week and get ready for the playoffs.
No doubt. Well, let's take another break real quick, come back. We'll talk a little bit about what to expect down the road a little bit. Maybe just kind of give everybody a little bit of a preview. We want to get ahead of ourselves, but just a little bit of that. And then on the break, we're going to go get some candy. It's Halloween night.
I got a bunch.
What's your favorite? I know the answer, but tell me what your favorite candy is.
My favorite candy? To be honest, my favorite candy is Nerds.
Okay. I didn't know that. I thought you were going to tell me I thought you were a Reese's guy.
Well, that's chocolate.
Okay. All right. So, all right, candy. All right, well, that might be part of the conversation when we come back.
Yeah.
Candy versus chocolate.
Yeah.
With that, we'll take a break, come back here for the final part of the John Peacock Coach Show, Halloween edition, and be right back.
Thank you to our 2024 sponsors, Jenkins Chevrolet, the Hupp Group, Venice Pest Control, Sarasota Ford, Tervis Tumbler, Absolute Aluminum.
We'd also like to thank SCF, State College of Florida, Lightning Fast Car Wash, Bogies of Venice, and Chick-fil-A in Pelican Plaza.
Education, career, future. Find yours right here at the State College of Florida. If you want a flexible schedule with classes offered on campus and online, plus several program options for in-demand fields, look no further. Create your own path today at scf.edu.
We're back on her Halloween edition of the John Peacock Coaches Show. And, Coach, this year with the playoff system the way it is, I think we talked a little bit at the beginning of the year, but it's based off of some max preps stuff. Give us a little.
Max preps. They don't really tell you the whole formula they use. They base a lot of it off win-loss, opponent's schedule, your opponent's win. So it's kind of deep. It's kind of hard to figure out. So we will not know exactly who we play. We might have a better idea after this week, after the Riverview game. But we truly won't know until the Sunday, the release party. Usually release it on Sunday afternoon. They may release it earlier because I think the rule is they have to have all the districts games done by Monday, but they still have other games to play. So hopefully we'll have a good idea where we're at after the Riverview game.
And that's preparation time, you know what I mean? So you might be able to say, well, it could be any of these 3 teams, but if you don't know for sure, you're not going to do a deep dive on a team you're not going to play.
Right. We might be able to look forward to who we think will be the number 2 seed in our region and be able to maybe spend a week on them during our off week, so it's not just a totally wasted week. And if not, we'll just work on us. Yeah,
no doubt about it, because I think that's the most important part. Like I said, seeing how the team is sort of reaching in sort of an apex right now, or getting to that point where they're going forward, getting better each week. You want to maintain that momentum, and so the week will get you healthy, but you want to make sure you don't lose that momentum.
I think the big thing for us is if we had that week off, which we had it off originally anyway, the last week of the season. and it still worked out to where we have that the last week of the season off to get ready for the playoffs and make sure everyone's healthy.
It's still the last week, but it's just it's a week later than it was supposed to be.
And that week was always nice going into the state championship week too, to have that week to do a little extra preparation. But we'll see what it is. And they're starting the state championship games on Wednesday, so
somebody's going to be playing 5 days after the last game. Sometimes there is something to momentum. You say you like the extra preparation time, but I'm sure there's some way of looking at it and say, man, if we're hot right now, we've played well.
Yeah, for sure.
We want to let's go play it right away and keep that, because that's what everybody's used to. The kids are used to that start over Monday. Here you go.
Right.
I think the only thing it'll be sort of the excitement of the travel and what all the stuff that goes into that, if that's where you left.
Yeah, we got a long way to go before that happens.
A lot of things can happen. A lot of things can happen. A lot of things, and of course, hopefully as well.
I was just talking in general for any football team that makes
100% right. It's about the playoffs. It's not about specifically to Venice. But again, it's this week. It's Riverview. It's a matchup. It's almost poetic that it is the last game of the year. You know what I mean? Because that's you.
Yeah.
It's for the district. It's your rival. It has all the makings that I was thinking back. I said, do we have a scenario like that play out any other time before it was the last game? It came down to district. I want to say maybe once with Manatee. I'm not sure, but I don't think it's really ever gone this way.
No, not the last game. Yeah, this will be the first time where the last game of the year we were able to win a championship. That's pretty cool. And
also, I want to make sure we recognize everybody out there who's still struggling with the storm damage and everything else. Homes are still in some condition. I know you're getting your place back up to speed and things back in their place. You got your captain's hat on, so you know.
Yeah, everything's good at our house. Still got some debris outside, but other than that, we're good.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It was this storm in particular, very Halloweenish feeling, because all of the trees look dead.
Yeah.
So it's spooky out there.
It's real spooky.
So when the sun goes down,
it's real spooky on my street.
Yeah. So you go out there and you look around. It looks like a lot of empty space, but it's that sort of pre-winterish.
Yeah,
look.
and the weather was been great this week.
Yeah. So I think we've reached the point where weather will be great for the next 6 months. Well, Coach, another big game coming up this week. Hopefully the outcome is what it is, and we'll be here next week to talk about that situation, whichever way it is.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be talking about a district championship.
Nothing scary happening. No bad things happening this week. We'll get our scary stuff over tonight. I'll get back in my green, get out of my orange that I wear sometimes. Yep. You'll get out of your hat and your mask.
Yep.
So for that, everybody, thank you for watching us tonight. Let us indulge a little bit on some Halloween fun. We are in the basement for a reason, but it's not just for Halloween. We're just having to manage here at the same time. So for Coach Peacock, I'm John Massoni. We'll see you next week on the John Peacock Coaches Show.
What time is it? Game time. 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 Going beast mode when the game began. I worked all summer to be a champion. At Venice High School, all we do is win. Man, it feels